Shri Sai Ram, offering ourselves at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Swami. Dear students and dear all, today we have to learn part 3 of phonetics, consonant sounds. Earlier we had learnt vowel sounds and mixed vowel sounds. Today we are to learn the third category of sounds in phonetics, which is called consonants. Before learning them, let's have a short recap of the previous sounds that we have learned, vowels and mixed vowels or diphthongs. Start with vowels. Quick recap. These are the symbols. A, 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 e, I, E, U, A, O, A, Now let's come to mixed vowels or diphthongs, it is called. Sounds that allow the passage of air partially. This is I, O, ow, O, A, ear, 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 oi, oi. So now let's learn consonant sounds. So sounds produced when the passage of air in the mouth is closed. So vowels allowed the passage of air freely. Similarly, even mixed vowels also or diphthongs, that also allowed the passage of air but partially. And now these are sounds, consonant sounds, they don't allow the passage of air, either they close it completely or partially. So say for example, when the lips are closed and some of the words when we utter, some sounds are produced, and sometimes our tongue will touch the upper palate inside the mouth, and because of that many sounds are produced like t or d or k or p. When we close the lips, p. So these are different sounds, they are called consonants. Let's see what are they and how to pronounce it. This letter. Consonants are comparatively easy because most of the consonant sounds, they have the symbols, the same symbols of the letters. So this is P, it represents the sound P, P, pen, copy, copy. Next, B, B, back, baby, baby, B, B. Next one, K, K, key, clock. Here we see, though it is C, it is not slock, it is clock. So this underlined letter C has the sound K, clock, key, clock, K, K. Next, G represents the sound G, G, get, giggle. So we have this sound here in this word underlined for the sound. This G gives the sound G, get, giggle, G, G. Next one, T. T represents the sound T, T, tight, tight. D represents the sound D, D. Examples: day, ladder, day, ladder, D, D. Next, R, R. R represents the sound R, right, wrong. So we have this sound in this word there. Next, S represents the sound S, S, soon, sister, sister, S, S. Next, Z, Z. So you see here 0, 0, it is not 0, it is Z, 0. Music, music, it is not music, it is music. And here also, by the way, let me also bring to your notice that, for example, the 0 word should be pronounced as Zia Rau. So there are two mixed vowels here actually. Here, instead of telling 0, we should actually pronounce it as Zia. And here, instead of saying O, we should say Au. So two mixed vowels, Zia Rau, Zia Rau. So there are two mixed vowels here. Next consonant sound, F represents F, F. Coffee, rough, photo. So here you see double F, but still it should be pronounced as just coffee. You should not say coffee. Just because it is double F, we have to simply pronounce it as coffee. Here, though it is GH, there is no F at all, but still we pronounce it as rough, rough. And here it is PH. Look at the spellings, they are different spellings, but the pronunciation is same. PH, but pronounced as photo. Actually, it is pronounced as photo. So there are two mixed vowels. Au here, instead of O, we should have Au. Here also, last letter O, here also we should pronounce Au. So this becomes photo, photo. All right. Next, H represents the sound H, H. Hot, whole, whole. Similarly, next one, V represents the sound V, V. The teeth should touch the lower lip, V, V. View, view. Heavy, heavy. Next sound, W represents the sound W, W. So the difference between V and W, V represents V, whereas W represents W, W. Wet, one. We don't say this as wet, that will be wrong. VET has a separate meaning. If you say it wet, it will be a different meaning, whereas this is WET, therefore it should be pronounced as wet, wet. Similarly here, though it is O, the pronunciation is W, one. It should not be pronounced as own, just because it is O. So we should remember this is one. All of us know this. W, W. Next one, M represents the sound M, M. more, more, hammer, hammer. Next one, n. N represents n, n, nice, funny, sun. Next one, this mathematical symbol theta, mathematics students know this, this symbol with an oval shape and a dash in between, this is called theta. You know, we have the sine theta, cos theta in mathematics. So this theta sound represents, theta symbol represents the sound th, th. You see this word thing, the tongue is in between both the teeth, thing, author, author, path, path. So th, th. Next one, this symbol, you know, represents the sound the, this. So here the tongue is almost behind the teeth, just behind the teeth. The, other, gather, gather. So we see that in all these sounds, the tongue either it closes with the lips, it closes the passage of air partially or completely. It's not allowing the passage of air completely. So, for example, the, when we say the, see it's closing and the teeth are closing and it's not allowing the passage of air freely. So, this is the, the. The next sound, this symbol, kind of F without dash, you know, this is F without dash, this represents the sound sh, sh. So, we have ship, we have sure, sure, national, national. So, we do not say here, suppose, you know, we do not say sh and instead of that we say s, sir, it becomes sewer, sewer. And you know, in Hindi, sewer is called pig. So, lot of confusion may come because of this pronunciation. And that is why we find in general, you know, these errors sometimes creep in because of the regional accent, where for those aspirants who have not learnt all the sounds of English phonetics. So, this is ship, sure, national, sh, sh. Next one, this is T and this F without dash. This represents the sound ch, ch. You see here, church, match, nature, nature, church, match, nature. So, though there is only T here, it is ch, it is not natur. It should be pronounced as nature. Though there is, so here it is CH, so it should be pronounced as match. Here there is CH in the beginning, therefore church. Sometimes, you know, this CH comes for other words, like for example, you know, choir, CHOIR, choir. But there it is k, whereas here it is ch. Same spelling, different pronunciation. So, this is what we have to be careful about. So, this is ch, ch. Next one, this symbol represents this D and this kind of, you know, this 3 or Z kind of thing. When combined, this represents J, the sound J. So, see here, J is underlined, therefore, this should be pronounced as judge, judge, age, age. Here it is soldier, soldier. So we see the difference. Here it is D-I-E-R, but still the pronunciation is soldier. J. And here it is G, totally different from these 4 letters. Still it should be, it is not egg, it is age. So it's J sound. And here it is J, not G. So it is judge. So in English, pronunciation can be different from the spellings of the words. So we should not be misled by the spellings. Generally, we all go by the spelling sometimes, and therefore we are misled and we mispronounce it. Let's go to the next one. Therefore, this is J. J. The next one, this one, kind of small z, this is pronounced as J. 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 Pleasure. Vision. Vision. We don't say vision, we say vision. Here also it is S-U-R-E. We don't say pleasure or pleasure. We don't say pleasure or pleasure. We don't say that. We pronounce it as pleasure. Vision. Treasure. You know, all these words. J. Next one. So this is J. J. Next one, simple. L represents L. L. Light, valley, feel. Simple. Next one, J represents the sound. Small j represents the sound Y. Y. See here, yet, use, yesterday. Yet, use, yesterday. So, Y. Here it is Y. Here also it is Y. But we don't say here yesterday, yesterday. You know, yesterday. Or this is A and this is Y here. So, this J represents the sound Y. Y. Next one, this symbol, kind of N with a curve here at the ending, represents the sound ng. See, for example, ring. When we say ring, so in between this sound where it is underlined, you know, it's shown by underlining the letter, that sound which comes there is ng. Ang. 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 Thanks. Thanks. Mm. Mm. That's the sound. Next one. So that's about it. So let's have a quick recap. P, B, K, G. Also, please observe that, for example, most of these sounds, one is emanating from the lips, outer lips here. P. The other one is coming from inside the stomach. B. You know, the same thing from inside becomes B. Similarly here, K, it's coming from the mouth, whereas the next one, G, you know, it's coming from inside, G. So here also see, T. T is coming from the mouth. This is coming from inside, from the stomach. D. Yes. Next one, R. Then S. You can observe here. This is coming from the mouth. S. This is Z, coming from inside. Z. So come kind of, you know, the deeper. This is F. H. V. W. M. N. T. D. Sh. Ch. See, when we say ch, we should not say ch. Ch is the combination of ch and a, vowel a. That becomes ch. So this actual sound is this. This symbolizes ch, only that much, half. Ch. J. zh, l, y, mm. So these were about the consonant sounds, and just as you know, multiplication, addition, subtraction, these are the basic things in mathematics. These sounds are very important to be remembered. They are the basics of language, or words, pronunciation later. So all the aspirants who want to learn perfect pronunciation, I request all of you to master these sounds again and again, producing it symbolically, also corresponding it with the corresponding symbols, and remembering the symbols, also the sound, producing it again and again. There may be many of you who may find it difficult to utter some sounds. So you have to repeatedly try and try until you get it right. Otherwise, we are bound to make mistakes in pronunciation, and mistakes in pronunciation may lead to mistakes in meaning also sometimes. We have the examples of, for example, Kumbhakarna. He wanted to ask for Indra Padavi, but because of wrong pronunciation, he said, instead of Indra, he said Nidra. And the Lord Brahma, he actually he said Tathastu, and he granted. So that's how he started sleeping for 6 months together, and he used to get up for only one day in between and have his voracious lunch, and he used to eat like a glutton and again sleep off for the next 6 months. So anyway, that was good for him, but that only shows that if we make slight mistake in pronunciation, we may end up creating a totally different meaning, which will be misunderstood by people. And especially, we all know that, for example, Veda chanting, if the pronunciation is wrong, Sanskrit, it will be totally different, and harmful effects or bad results may come, consequences we may get instead of good results. So in all languages, the sounds should be mastered, and the importance of these basic sounds cannot be gainsaid, and therefore I repeat again and again, and I request all who want to learn proper pronunciation to master these basic sounds, and then we will move on to the next video, wherein we are going to learn how to decode these words from pronunciation, how to decode it from the dictionary, how to actually see the dictionary and come out with the right pronunciation of the word, because dictionary gives not only the meanings but also the pronunciation of every word. Not all the dictionaries, but some dictionaries like Longman's Dictionary of Contemporary English, or we have this Oxford's Advanced Learner's Dictionary. So these are the kind of dictionary that we must use for learning in the beginning, and later we can be using the internet and online, this also help also, but in the beginning we require these dictionaries. So wishing all the very best in this venture. Thank you. Sai Ram.